Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to rate the most popular supplements that are currently being used in the fitness industry. So let's get started. Mass gainers are a source of carbs and proteins where hard gainers or those who struggle to gain weight use this to increase their caloric intake and to fit their macros. However, one big issue with this is that these contain a bunch of unnecessary ingredients along with high levels of sugar and empty calories. And what this will do is that this will hurt their progress in the gym and outside, and this will then lead to all these empty calories being stored as fat. So I believe this is a completely useless product, and high calories is important, but the calories should come from whole foods, like I said in my previous videos. So based on all my opinions and all the bad stuff I think about mass gainers, I'm going to have to give this a 2 out of 10. Creatine monohydrate is the most researched supplement in the fitness industry. Creatine monohydrate is found is in a lot of our foods, such as beef and lamb. What creatine does, it helps store water in our muscles. So when you're mixing creatine with the water, what will happen is that as you consume the water with the creatine, it will help give your muscles more energy to work out harder, and then you gain more strength and muscle through it. So I believe creatine monohydrate is an extremely useful supplement, as creatine is very difficult. A good amount of creatine is very difficult to consume with whole foods. So I believe creatine is the best supplement out there. However, be careful with this because I would only get unflavored creatine monohydrate, because if I get flavored, a lot of them will contain artificial sweeteners and acids and preservatives, and that is not what we want. So if it was up to me, I would only get unflavored. So based on this evaluation, I would give this supplement a 9 out of 10. Whey protein is one of the most popular supplements that's been used in the fitness industry. What whey protein is that it's a powdered source which is derived from cow's milk. And this is something that a lot of bodybuilders and a lot of people use to get their protein intake. However, my main issue with this is that a lot of these flavored powders, they contain a lot of unnecessary ingredients like emulsifiers, stabilizers, acids, and preservatives, and contain a lot of artificial sweeteners, which is something you do not need in protein. And whey protein comes from concentrate and isolate. They're both have got their benefits and drawbacks. However, my main issue is that the cow that's been used to make cow's milk for the protein powders, a lot of them is not grass fed and can get genetically modified. So I'm not a big fan of those protein powders like MyProtein or Optimum Nutrition. I wouldn't recommend these protein powders because it's not grass fed and it's highly processed. However, protein powders which are grass fed, like Transparent Labs and other companies, they're really good as they are not as processed. They do contain natural ingredients. And the good thing about grass fed is that the cows that are grass fed, they live in better conditions compared to grain fed, and this will mean they can produce better milk and make a protein powder much better healthier. So because of this, I'm going to have to give protein powders a 4 out of 10, only because most of them are pure rubbish and only a small minority of protein powders are any good. So this is why I'm giving my score a 4 out of 10. BCAAs, which also stands for branded chain amino acids, may not be as popular as whey protein. However, BCAAs is basically an amino acid that bodybuilders supplement with, like a pre-workout. However, BCAAs is generally a glorified protein powder, and I think it's completely useless. I don't see the need to be using this, as you can just consume normal protein from whole foods. Proteins is literally just a bunch of amino acids joined together. So I believe BCAAs is completely useless and unnecessary. And because of my evaluation of BCAAs, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. Pre-workouts are also a popular source of supplementation in the fitness industry. I see a lot of people use pre-workouts before their gym session, and I believe a lot of people use these just for their caffeine source. However, there's a lot of problems that arise with pre-workouts. A lot of them are full of chemicals and artificial sweeteners, which is completely unnecessary. And whilst the caffeine may be good for an energy source, I believe there are better alternatives for pre-workouts, such as black coffee or some good carbs before a training session, because I believe they're more natural sources of energy, and you can you can do a better session with more natural sources of pre-workouts compared to these powders. So because of its caffeine and other benefits that these pro powders have, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Next supplement I'm going to be discussing is fat burners and these testosterone boosting pills. And I believe this is one of the biggest scams in the fitness industry. You should not even be looking at these pills, as these pills are just a psyop by the pharmaceutical industry for you to be addicted to these pills. This is just glorified drugs, and this is something you should be staying away from. It's just nothing. These fat burners and testosterone boosters contain nothing, and it's just a waste of money. And once again, this is just a marketing tool by the pharmaceutical industry just to take your money. So I would say completely get rid of it if you have it. So nothing more needs to be said, and I'm going to give this a 0 out of 10 for based on obvious reasons. And one thing about fat burners, there's one product I'm really annoyed about, which is this Ozempic thing. And I don't know much about this Ozempic thing. I don't know what it is, but that should be cancelled. And there's stories where people lose weight from Ozempic are completely fake. And if you're going to use Ozempic and you do get results, well done, but don't expect for it to be sustainable, as once you stop taking it, it's not going to be sustainable, and you're just going to gain the weight back, and you took that Ozempic thing from nothing. Ozempic is one of the most newest and most recent example of fat burners, is something that is what I just talked about, that's been glorified by the pharmaceutical industry just to take your money. Like I said, stay away from these fat burners, especially that Ozempic thing. With these vitamin supplements such as zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D, these are quite difficult to consume enough of with whole foods. So I really recommend supplementing with these top three supplements, as these are very good for the human body and can help you thrive. Zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D helps with so many benefits and can help you thrive more as a person. And I believe supplementing can really help. However, you gotta make sure that the quality is sound, because there are some companies out there that produce low quality versions of these supplements, and these are the ones that you should avoid. So with this, I advise you to look at the price tag to see which is best, because I believe that you get what you pay for, and with the low quality versions of these supplements, they're a lot cheaper, but which would then compromise its quality. However, if you go for the most expensive versions of these supplements of zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D, you'll get much more out of these supplements, and you'll see the benefits much easier compared to the low quality ones. So I definitely make sure to go for the more expensive ones, because like I said, you get what you pay for. So based on this evaluation, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. In summary, I believe supplements are very beneficial, but only if you supplement with a good lifestyle and only using the good supplements. Don't be taking supplements that I gave very low rankings of, because I believe those supplements are a complete waste of money and waste of resources. So based on my rankings, completely avoid those with the lowest rankings. And let's conclude today's video. If you enjoyed my video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to share this video. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.